Right, well, while I pass on these onions, I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'm just going to say these overwintering onions, I'm just going to put these on. So while I'm doing that, here's the potato harvest. Right, this really is a lazy man's load. I should have done them one at a time. Right, I forgot to press record, but we haven't really missed much on that one. Right, that's a bit of a witter. Let's see what we get on this one. It may all change, but I'm not that hopeful with this. Yeah, there's not much in this one either, is there? There's a few, but yeah. I have to be honest, I was expecting or hoping for a bit more than that. So I may do more than just the 3, because I'm going to be doing quite a few stews coming up. Right, I'll bring you back to see if there's any more in here. Right, fingers crossed, third time lucky. There's some nice sized worms in there, but yeah, I can't put those in the stew. Now this one looks a lot better. Let me just move that out of the way. This one looks a little bit better, but they are pretty small in size. Yeah, they're pretty small in size, but there's a little bit more on the quantity there. Right, I've done the first lot of the overwintering onions, and it's so much easier potting on using this table now. I've still not secured it down. I've not been that well still. So the next lot would be these. So I've got about 20 in there. But what I'm going to do next is these are the rat tail radishes, and they really do need potting on. The roots are showing through now. So what I'm going to do with those is I think I'm going to do them in quite a deep pot, just so that they're protected. I'll keep them in here for maybe another 2 to maybe even a month before putting them out, just so they're nicely protected just from the slugs. And we'll see how they go, but they are starting to fly, those are now. Right, so while I'm doing that, I'll take you back to the more of the harvesting. Right, first up is the kohlrabi, and these are mostly the giant ones. I think I've got 1, 2, 3 giant ones and 1 purple one that's well and truly split. But I'll still pick it and just see what we get off it. And I've got these now because these stems are pretty tough to get through. So that's the first one. Now that really is a nice sized kohlrabi. Alright, let's see what these are like. Probably get away with actually just cutting those with the snips. Well, again, yeah, that's another nice size one. These 2, that's the purple one. Hasn't done anything because that's been in the shade, and that's a lesson learned. And yeah, this is the, let me just clean this one up. That's the split one of the purple. But what I'm going to do is just cut into it and see what I can get out of it. Let's see if I can just pull this one. And that's the last one. Bit smaller, but I'm still happy with that. And it's nice to also see the size of the roots, because if I do grow them in pots, I do need to know how big these roots get. So what I will do, I may actually just pull them up. So now I've got a good idea that these giant ones, I probably wouldn't be able to get away with those in pots. So that's quite a big root system. Now, I know some people do say, you know, leave the roots in, don't disturb the soil. But at the same time, I've had huge problems with the cabbage root fly. So this is what I am actually doing with the brassicas. I am taking up the roots. Right, let's clean these up and see what we got. Right, so I've also cleared up the Brussels. It's part of the reason why I just cleaned them up, just to show you them. These are the Bridgets, and they look to be, some of these near enough getting ready. And the Brendans, which is the later version. It's a lot of space for, you know, 4 rows or 4 stems of these Brussels, which I've said before, I'm not going to be doing those again. But look at these. These are alien, aren't they? Especially when they're like that. So these are pretty good sizes as well. I know they can actually get bigger, but I just want to clear out these beds just so that when the mustards, the broccoli leaf, the rat-tail radishes and the spinaches can start to go into these beds, and I'll see what space we've actually got then. So will I be doing these next year? I think I will be, but I'll probably do, again, late sowing of these giant ones, and probably about just 3 in a row, whereas I did 5, and you can see one split and another one has just not come to anything because of this being in the shade. Right, so that'll hopefully make a nice stew. Again, it's going to be with white wine stew with the thymes and the rosemaries, and I do 4 teaspoons of the English mustard. I'm making that, it makes 5 portions, well, 5 meals for both me and Sarah. So that would hopefully go down well, because we're struggling a bit at the moment with these colds. Right, onto these beetroots next. Right, I've just picked 3 more beetroots, because they've been multi-sown. They really are awkward just to get them out one by one on camera. There we go, they're quite healthy beetroots. Oh, there's a slug on that one. Right, so they can go in the trug as well. But let me show you this. Hopefully you can see me. Right, so this is the kale cottage. I've forgotten the full name for it, but these look like they're starting florets growing off it now, where I've knocked off the leaves. So has anybody grown the cottage kale before? Are these going to be florets, kale florets? I don't know. Oh, there's a massive caterpillars on that one. I'm just going to get rid of that one now. And that has been the problem. Let me just show you that. Yeah, there's a big mass of caterpillars on that one. So I'll get rid of that leaf. And that has been the problem with this kale. It really does attract the butterflies or the caterpillars. Right, so it really is a big kale, and I am going to start harvesting the leaves now. Now that most of the caterpillars, I'll keep on checking. Where is it? Yeah, still some more eggs. So I'll keep on checking, but we'll start to actually harvest some of the leaves in the next week or so. Give them a very good wash. But it is a bit like a tree kale, isn't it? Yeah, it's a big plant, and the jury is out whether I'll be growing this next year. Maybe I'll do later sowings, and I have got later sowings up on the top beds. I'm going to see how they do. This went in, I think, May time, so it's had a long time to grow, and it really is like a tree cabbage now, or tree kale. It's massive. Right, so a couple of weeks back I made the Thai green curry paste, and that was with the shallots and my own chilies as well, and it was really nice. So I need to make another batch now. We've still got around about 7 or 8 left in the freezer, but if I can make a batch again using again the chilies and our own shallots, that really is extending what we're growing into the freezer. Is that the right word? Extending? It's not, is it? I'm sorry about this. I am full of cold at the moment still. Right, let's see what we get now. They're not the easiest to take out, and I know I should be using a fork. So that's 3 decent sized ones. 4. I did 5 last time, and that was just about the right amount. I may do 5 or small 6 ones. That one looks like it needs to be eaten. Yeah, we'll go with, there we go. 4 decent ones and 2 top ups. Again, really pleased with that. And they can go in the truck. Right, so I've brought up these wild rocket plants. These are the ones that I transplanted out of the beds into these 20-litre tubs. There's 4 plants in each tub, which I'm realising is too many per tub now, because they're really starting to spread out again. But hopefully I'll be able to keep on harvesting from these over the next 2 months. Means I'm getting quite a lot from just this one plant. They're all in really good condition. Putting them behind the greenhouse has really protected them from both the flea beetle and the caterpillars, butterflies and whatever else wants to eat them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to start harvesting wild rockets again. You know, like I say, they really are in good condition, the leaves are. So what I'm going to do is do 1 bucket or 1 tub at a time to really harvest off that one, allowing the other ones to grow more and try and get a bit of a different growing stages, because I cut these all down at the same time, so they're all growing at the same rate. And what I want to do is to try and differentiate that. I may even put some into the greenhouse, especially as we're getting closer to November. At the end of November, I'll start putting a few into the greenhouse to hopefully get them growing at different stages, because I'm suddenly going to get a real glut if I don't keep on harvesting these leaves. But I'm really pleased with how these are turning out. Right, so while I'm here, I'm also going to start harvesting. I really do need to weed this area, and it's the same for this bed. But this bed I will actually clean out in the next couple of weeks. I've got quite a few potatoes actually showing at the top, so hopefully that bed's pretty full. But yeah, I was going to do this video as a potting on harvesting and maintenance, you know, actually clearing out the whole area. But I'm just running out of time because all I'm doing is harvesting. These are the first harvest of the Greek Gigante. There's some nice size ones there. And these are the Czar beans. Now when they were both green, they were pretty much the same size, but the Greek Gigante certainly is a lot bigger when it starts to dry up than it is of the Czar bean. But we'll see how we go with all those. I am actually thinking now that I may even do just all one, like the Czar, or all one the Greek Gigante, or do the same again with half and half next year. And what I'll do is down at the bottom, I'll change that climbing bed instead. Right, so I'm going to continue harvesting these now. There's quite a few on these. I certainly have probably got more Czar beans than Greek Gigante. but we'll see at the end. Right, I'm back into the warmth of this greenhouse, and it's really nice to get out of that wind, especially with this cold I got. I just don't seem to be able to shake it, and my hair's pretty fuzzy at the moment. Right, so what I've done is I've potted on all the rat tail radishes. I've got, I think, 17 of them, so I'm looking forward to them. I'm going to leave them in here, like I say, for probably about another month, just to make sure that they are fully growing and they can take any slug attacks. And I've started with the mustard wasabina as well. Now with the mustards, because I've got so many of them, I've got so many different varieties. There's one that's supposed to be like a spinach as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Now, because I've got so many that have germinated, 2 or even 3 in the cells, I'm going to split them out. Normally I just cut one off and just pot on the cell, but this time, because all my spinach, well, not all of it, but quite a lot of it has actually failed, I'm going to fill the beds with these mustards, because again, this could actually be a blessing in disguise that the spinaches have failed, because the spinach starts to flourish around about April and May. Now these mustards start to flourish around about March to April, so that starts to free up the spaces in the beds then. And I don't feel guilty about ripping the plants out, so I'm looking forward to all these different mustards. Right, so the next thing I'll be doing is harvesting is I'm going to harvest as many as I can on this chili, and this is the white Abrino, and then I'm going to start on these, what were these? These were the Thai hot, and also this big chili plant as well. So I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, there you go, there's the white Abrino and the very small orange Abrino in there, and we've got the Thai in here as well. I've left some of them green, those are turning I've not harvested, but the ones that are still green I've harvested some of those, because here's a Thai green curry paste that I'm making or using these for, and you're going to use around about 40 or 50 of those in the actual paste. Like I say, it's a batch paste, so we make around about 9 to 11 per each batch, so it's not that hot in the end. So I'm quite pleased with those. The white Abrino still got plenty on there to harvest, and there's still plenty to harvest on the Thai chilies as well. And what I'm going to do with these chili plants, even that white Abrino, is I'm going to try and overwinter these. Now these are going to be dead easy to overwinter, just cut them back, and I'm going to take out all the soil and then put them into some old potato compost, and then put them back into small pots, and I'll see if I can overwinter them. Like I say, it'll be the same for the bigger plants as well. I've got nothing to lose, so why not? Right, I'm really struggling now with this cold. I just don't seem to be able to shake it. So what I'm going to do now is going to leave the video here. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.